If you would like to keep your teeth inside your mouth and keep your breath smelling fresh and healthy and not have your gums bleeding all over the place, you want to do it completely naturally, you clicked on the right video. Hi, I'm Dr. Cori Stern, and welcome to my channel, Take Control of Your Health. I'd like to talk a little bit about tooth and mouth health, and tooth, gum, mouth, all that stuff in there because so many people have issues with it. It's unbelievable how many patients I see with issues either with needing dental work because their teeth are falling apart and they need all kinds of procedures done, and then they get extractions or root canals and implants, and then people with gum disease and people with bone loss, and then people complaining about bad breath, all of the above. So I have another video on my channel that I did a few years ago where I interviewed a holistic dentist, and I absolutely love that video. And it's chock full of great information. I will put a link to that video in the description of this one, but I wanted to just do an updated, quicker version and share with you some of my favorite products for keeping your mouth and teeth healthy. And I seem to have been blessed with really good teeth. I'm not sure exactly how I pulled that off because both of my parents had terrible teeth. And so far, mine are doing okay. And I have all my teeth in my mouth and not having any issues. Um, so, first of all, like any other body part, your teeth and your gums are basically made out of stuff that you eat. So, most people understand that their teeth are similar in composition to bone. Um, they have calcium in them and other minerals. So bone is made out of primarily collagen, which is a type of protein, and then minerals. So in order for you to have a healthy anything, you need to be eating the right nutrients and not have nutritional deficiencies. Nutritional deficiencies are the number one cause of teeth issues. In fact, this is something a little bit interesting. Going back in history, there were some dentists in the early part of the 20th century who started noticing a deterioration in people's oral health in general, kids needing braces, teeth going crooked, jaw structure changing, palates changing shape. And two of the dentists that I want to talk about, one of them, Dr. Royal Lee, he was able to draw the conclusion that the reason this was happening was because of the introduction of processed food into the modern diet. And the introduction of processed food started to exclude a lot of nutrients. And the exclusion of these nutrients ended up causing teeth to go bad. And then it started getting passed down the generations. So with each passing generation of people eating processed food, teeth were becoming less and less healthy. And this is part of what we're seeing today. So his solution was to start creating supplements to processed food, supplements that were actually made out of food and containing the nutrients that people were missing. So he created a company called Standard Process, which this was in 1929, which is the oldest nutritional supplement company in the United States and still exists today. And it's mostly what I use to help correct all kinds of nutritional deficiencies in bodies, but including teeth. The other guy that around the same time, who was also a dentist that was noticing the same issue, was Dr. Weston A. Price. And what he did was he traveled around the world to countries that had isolated populations that were not yet exposed to modern westernized processed diets. And what he did was he studied the teeth and the mouths and the oral health of individuals living in these isolated communities. And he also studied their diets. And he discovered that these individuals were getting 4 times the amount of water-soluble vitamins, the B vitamins and vitamin C, and 4 times the amount of minerals, and 10 times the amount of fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K. And by the way, vitamin K2 is really important for calcium absorption. So 10 times the amount of these fat-soluble vitamins, which are mostly found in animal fats and organ meats, which people stopped eating, especially in the past, 50 years, where animal fats have been demonized and we've been taught that they are not good for you and they cause heart disease. So if you watch any of my videos on fats, you'll learn that that is simply incorrect. So with these really high fat diets, high in these vitamins and minerals, the health of the teeth was pristine. And actually, Dr. Weston A. Price wrote a book called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. And he had taken photos of, like hundreds of photos of the inside of the mouths of some of the people that he was meeting and studying. And so anybody can check out that book and look at the photos. It's really pretty compelling. So the point of this is that a healthy mouth starts with a clean, nutrient-dense diet filled with good quality fats, saturated fats that are rich in these vitamins and minerals that we're missing. And by the way, fat-soluble vitamins help you to absorb protein, which again, your teeth are made out of. So they help you to absorb protein and minerals, which your teeth are made out of. So they play a huge role in mouth health. And nobody ever thinks about that, right? When's the last time you heard somebody say, oh, vitamin A is really, or vitamin E even, is really important for your teeth? It's not something that you hear people talking about very much. So just in relation to Weston A. Price and nutrient-dense foods, there is a foundation that was created in his name to carry on the research that he did and his findings about traditional diets and their impact on the health of our bodies. And the Weston A. Price Foundation is also associated with an organization called Farm Match, which helps consumers find small-scale family farms growing clean, nutrient-dense foods anywhere in the United States. So if you would like to improve the health of your mouth, you should be eating your food off of these farms. And you can go on, and there will be a link to this in the description of the video. You can go on Farm Match, one word, farmmatch.com/Dr. Cori, DRCORI, put in your zip code, and you will find a farm where you can get this kind of amazing food. And that's where I get most of my food from. If you're outside the US, I will have a different link for you in the description of the video. So I do want to share with you, I picked 4 supplements that have an impact on your oral health. And I want to share those with you and tell you what each of them can do for you. So the first one has to do with your breath. So this supplement, Zypan, is actually enzymes with hydrochloric acid in it. And hydrochloric acid is something that's produced by your stomach that helps you to digest your food, especially protein. It helps you digest all your food, but especially protein. And it helps to maintain the proper pH in your stomach in order for you to digest properly. If Many people have um, reduction in their production of hydrochloric acid in their stomach. This can cause all kinds of symptoms like indigestion, reflux, so acid indigestion. So many people think that when they have indigestion, they're producing too much acid, and then they take an antacid. They take a drug that stops their stomach from producing hydrochloric acid, which actually just makes the whole situation worse. So many people who have indigestion actually are not producing enough hydrochloric acid. Some people take apple cider vinegar, which is um, acidic, which can be helpful, but this supplement specifically contains hydrochloric acid. The reason that this has to do with your mouth is because when you're not digesting properly, it can cause bad breath, especially if you're not digesting protein properly. It actually, becomes putrefied in your stomach, and then you can smell it in your mouth. So this can be a source of bad breath. Zypan to the rescue. A little factoid about me that I rarely talk about, but when I was younger, I was a vegetarian for 27 years. I did not eat any animal products. I ended up getting really sick from it. That's a whole other story. I don't want to talk about that right now. But when I did reintroduce animal products into my diet, I had trouble digesting them and I had to take Zypan, and it really made a world of difference for me. The next supplement that I want to talk about is called Biodent. So this is specifically to improve tooth health. Now, because tooth and bone are made out of similar material, taking Biodent can also improve your bone health. But Biodent has in it what your teeth are made out of. It helps with the production of collagen. It has the minerals that your teeth need. It also has stuff in it that help to produce cartilage, which is what your gums are made out of. Um, you know, uh, Connective tissue, cartilage. So it helps keep your teeth in your mouth. Now, quick story about this supplement. When I first started doing this work and first started using these supplements 25 years ago, I had a patient come in who was complaining about a severe toothache. And it was a holiday weekend. He was trying to get an appointment with a dentist. Everybody was closed because it was a holiday weekend. And I suggested that we put him on some Biodent just to support whatever was going on in that tooth that was causing the pain. He came back to me several days later and he said, "Wow, that pain medication you gave me really worked." And I said, "Well, I don't use medication. I didn't give you pain medication. Do you mean the Biodent that I gave you to help improve the health of your teeth?" And he's like, "Yeah, that." So it like completely handled whatever was wrong. I still don't know what was going on in his mouth that was causing the pain, but this fixed it. I've seen this happen many, many times. I've had patients who needed extractions. We put them on the Biodent ahead of time. And then when they go in for their follow-ups after the extraction, this has happened to me 3 times. The dentist said to them, "Wow, this healed much faster than I was expecting it to." So Biodent I think it's a miraculous supplement for overall tooth health and also supports your bones. The next one is called Cataplex ACP. So the word cataplex, if you follow me, you've heard me talk about other supplements with the word cataplex, and that was Dr. Royal Lee's word for vitamin. Back when he created the supplements, vitamins were not that well known yet, so weren't using the terminology that much. So the word cataplex is a combination of the word catalyst and complex, which is literally what vitamins are. So this has vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin P. And vitamin P is actually something called rutin. Rutin is it's a bioflavonoid, and both I mean, all three, vitamin A, vitamin C, and rutin, are really important for strengthening gums, for keeping gums healthy, for just in general, maintaining the health of mucous membranes anywhere in your body. So this also is like good for your sinuses, good for your respiratory tract. It's anti-inflammatory. It's good for your urinary tract, but it does help with what we call pink toothbrush syndrome, where you're brushing your teeth and your gums start bleeding. So Cataplex ACP um, helps to strengthen and improve the integrity of your gum tissue. And then the last one I want to talk about is called Bone Complex. And this is actually an herbal supplement that contains herbs that help to improve your bone density. So many people have bone loss in their mouth, and then they need these procedures where they need bone grafts or their teeth start to fall out. In addition to that, they may also have osteopenia, which is weakening bones, or osteoporosis, which is loss of bone mass. So that can happen in your mouth, it can happen in your spine, it can happen in your hips, anywhere in your body. So these herbs that are in here actually help to support bone density, support and maintain healthy bone density, and influence normal bone remodeling. One of the herbs in here is called epimedium, which is also known as horny, horny goatweed, which is found in some of these over-the-counter junk things to improve your sexual vitality. So it's interesting that epimedium can also help you with uh, your sexual function. But that's not what this particular formula is about. I just thought that was interesting to mention. So those are my favorites, and not the only things that I ever use for tooth health. Don't forget that brushing your teeth properly is also critically important. So we do recommend a soft toothbrush. I personally use an electric toothbrush. I find that to actually force me to brush, it's on a timer, so it forces me to brush my teeth long enough to be effective. And using hydrogen peroxide and baking soda is a really good way of keeping your teeth and gums healthy and a little bit whiter without any harm. There's nothing bad in there, right? So we don't want you to use toothpaste that's toxic, that has chemicals in it and other stuff that's not actually good for you. You can look up just on, any browser, a recipe for a hydrogen peroxide baking soda toothpaste. And you can add a little bit of essential oil to it if you want to, peppermint oil, lemon oil, whatever you like, because it doesn't necessarily taste that good. And then you can also rinse your mouth with diluted hydrogen peroxide. Um, Now, just keep in mind that your mouth is supposed to have bacteria in it. It's normal. You just want it to have good bacteria, not bad bacteria. It's also another source of bad breath is bad bacteria. So not eating sugar, sugar causes tooth decay, and it feeds the bad bacteria. So that's also an important part of maintaining healthy teeth. I can't stress that enough. Sugar's bad, causes inflammation, it pulls minerals out of your body, and it is not good for your teeth. So I hope this information was helpful. I do have a newsletter that I send out every 2 weeks with information like this. So you can actually kind of read what I just said. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, go on my website, drcori.com, and there'll be a pop-up that's a sign up for the newsletter. You can opt out anytime if you don't like it. But we try to send good quality information along with a healthy recipe related to the topic, every 2 weeks, so I'm not bombarding your email, your inbox with too much stuff. And then on my website, you can also order these supplements that we talked about, along with a whole lots of other great, things for your health. I will put a link to the supplements in the description of this video. And thank you so much. If you haven't yet had a chance to subscribe to this channel, can you please do it? Because it just makes me so happy to see how many people are benefiting from the information. If you liked it and it helped you, please hit the like button so more people can find it. And last and most importantly, please share this with anyone you know that you think would benefit from the information. I hope to see you soon again on another video. And until then, please stay healthy.